You are in a cage of cold iron. It is a perfect cube of sterile metal. There is no warmth here. There is no comfort here. There is only the silence, a deep and heavy thing. Your captors are the Krail, an empire of living stone and chitin. They move without a sound. They fight without a war cry. Their ships drift between the stars like ghosts. They have never known defeat. They have never known doubt. Their empire is a monument to perfect, silent order. You are its only human prisoner, a biological curiosity, a strange, soft creature that makes noise when it breathes. The Krail do not understand you, and they do not care to. You are simply contained. The air is filtered, tasteless. The light is a constant, sterile glow. There are no nights here. There are no days. There is only the long, unending now. This silence is their greatest weapon. It grinds down hope. It turns thought into a dull, flat plain. It is a cage for the mind, far stronger than any iron. You sit on the floor of this perfect prison. You are a footnote in the grand, silent history of the Krail. You are a creature of sound in a galaxy that has forgotten it. And in the crushing emptiness, you feel a scream building in your chest. But you do not scream. You have a better idea, a much stranger one. You decide to fight the silence. Not with a shout of defiance, not with a plea for mercy. You fight it with a memory, a fragile, fading thing from a world you may never see again. You take a breath. The recycled air feels thin. And then you begin to sing. It is not a grand anthem. It is not a song of battle. It is a quiet folk song, a tune from the green hills of earth, a song about falling rain and a lost love. Your voice is small at first. It cracks with disuse. It is a tiny flicker of warmth in an ocean of cold. The melody feels alien in this place. Each note hangs in the air, a defiant splash of color on a gray canvas. The Krail built this place to be silent. They designed it to crush the spirit. They probably did not have a section in their architectural plans for folk music. You sing of things the Krail cannot comprehend. You sing of grass growing after a storm. You sing of laughter shared between friends. You sing of closing your eyes and feeling the sun on your face. You pour all your loneliness and all your hope into this simple, forgotten song. It is the only weapon you have left. For a long time, nothing happens. The only sound is your own voice, echoing softly off the metal walls. It is a lonely concert for an audience of one. Then you see it, a shadow falling across the shimmering energy field of your door. A figure stands there. It is a Krail guard. These guards are monoliths. They patrol with a flawless, clockwork rhythm. They are extensions of the ship's will. They do not stop. They do not hesitate. Yet this one has. It stands perfectly still. Its multifaceted eyes are fixed on you. It is listening. You falter for a moment, the surprise catching in your throat. The guard does not move. It makes no threat. It simply waits. So you continue your song. The guard's posture is rigid, unreadable. But something has changed. A Krail has paused. A Krail has listened. In an empire of perfect silence, you have made a single, discordant note, and it has been heard. You have no way of knowing what it thinks. Its face is an unmoving mask of black crystal. But it stays for the entire song. When your voice finally fades, the silence that rushes back in feels different, less empty. When the guard finally turns to resume its patrol, the movement seems less certain, less perfect. The next day, it returns. It arrives at the same time. It stands at the same spot outside your cell. It does not speak. It does not gesture. It simply waits. A silent, 7-foot-tall insectoid expecting an encore. This is officially the strangest audience you have ever had. You understand the unspoken request. It wants to hear the song again. You are a living music box, and it is your only listener. So you sing for it. You sing the same sad song about the rain. This becomes your new routine, a secret concert for a single, silent fan. This fragile connection becomes your anchor. It is a small rebellion, a shared secret in the heart of a sterile empire. The guard is no longer just a machine to you. It is a connoisseur of forbidden art. Your first fan was a 7-foot-tall insect. You decided not to ask for an autograph. You learned that your melody is a key. You do not know what lock it fits, but it opens something inside the Krail, some dormant, forgotten part of their star science. The guard's attention is the first clue. You have stumbled upon a power you do not understand, a power that might be more dangerous than any weapon. Your small act of defiance did not go unnoticed. The guard's hesitation, its daily pause, was a flaw in the system. And the Krail are obsessed with fixing flaws. High Command retrieves the surveillance logs. They watch you. They watch their soldiers standing motionless. They analyze the sound waves of your voice. They do not hear music. They see a variable, an anomaly with a predictable output. To them, you are not a person. You are a tool of unknown function. So they decide to conduct an experiment. They will test this tool. They will measure its effect. There is a mining colony on a barren moon named K7. Its workforce has been restless. Production has fallen. It is a problem that needs a solution. The High Command decides you will be that solution. They will broadcast your song to the entire colony. They do not tell you this. You are simply brought to a different room, a room with a single black microphone. They gesture for you to sing. They want to see what happens. You look at the microphone. You think of your lone listener. You wonder if this is a punishment or a strange reward. You do not know your voice is about to be sent across space. You just know they want you to sing. So you do. You sing the song of Earth's rain for the cold, uncaring machine. The broadcast reaches the mining colony on K7. The sound of your voice fills the tunnels and the processing plants. It echoes through the sterile barracks. The Krail workers, miners, and soldiers all stop what they are doing. The High Command watches on their view screens. They expect the unrest to be quelled. They expect a return to silent, perfect obedience. They get something else entirely. The miners do not riot. They do not return to their stations. Instead, one by one, they simply lie down. They curl up on the dusty ground of the tunnels. They lean against the cold metal of the machinery. Their tools slip from their grasp. They do not resist. They do not fight. They fall peacefully dormant. The colony does not riot. It does not obey. It sleeps. The soldiers stationed there do the same. Their weapons clatter to the ground. Their rigid postures soften. Across the entire moon, the Krail are dreaming. It is a phenomenon their empire has never recorded. A weapon that does not kill. A force that does not break things. It stills them. On the command ship, there is something that resembles panic. The screens show thousands of sleeping bodies. The colony is silent again. But it is not the productive silence of order. It is the deep, unnerving silence of a dream. They immediately cut the broadcast. The experiment is over, and they have their result, a terrifying, incomprehensible one. Your voice is now classified. It is a bioacoustic weapon of the highest threat level. The recording is sealed in the deepest vaults of the Empire's archives. Listening to it is an act of treason. Your song becomes a banned frequency, a forbidden whisper in a silent empire. But the Krail are not perfect. The technicians who handled the broadcast made copies. The soldiers who heard it on the colony told others of the strange peace it brought. The recording begins to spread. It is shared on hidden networks, passed from one soldier to another on secret data chips. A new kind of contraband. Krail soldiers are weary. They have fought for centuries. They have maintained a rigid peace across 1,000 worlds. They are tired of the endless silence. They are tired of the endless duty. Your song offers them a brief escape, a moment of stillness in a life of unending motion. They listen in the dark of their bunks. They listen in the lonely cockpits of their patrol ships. They call it the human dream. It becomes a legend, a myth whispered on the front lines. The High Command tries to stop it. They execute soldiers caught with the recording. But it is too late. The seed has been planted. You did not just put one colony to sleep. You introduced the very idea of rest to an empire that never stopped. The seers of the Krail dwell in darkness. They are the Elder Ones, ancient beings who interpret the faint whispers of the cosmos. They see patterns the generals and politicians cannot. They feel the subtle shifts in the empire's foundation. And they are deeply troubled. They bring a warning to the military high command. They speak in riddles of a sound that unravels the stone. They say this human weapon is unlike any other. It does not shatter ships. It does not burn cities. It dissolves the mind. It breaks the collective will that holds the Krail Empire together. The generals scoff at this. They understand lasers and plasma torpedoes. They do not understand folk songs. A broken mind is a useless concept to them. A Krail mind is perfect. It is ordered. It cannot break. The Elder Ones are dismissed as superstitious fools. Their warnings are ignored. But the old seers know better. They have felt the ripple your song sent through their people. It was a feeling they had long forgotten. Individuality. A flicker of personal peace in a collective consciousness. They warn that this human does not need an army. Her voice is the army, and it is already inside the gates. They fear you are not just a weapon. You are a prophecy, the end of their age. The supreme leader of the Krail is known only as the Archon. He is a being of immense age and power. His body is a fusion of ancient crystal and living metal. He has ruled for 1,000 years from his silent throne, and he has decided the warnings of the Elder Ones can no longer be ignored. He comes to your cell. The energy field dissolves. The Archon steps inside. He is the first Krail to ever enter your prison. His presence is overwhelming. It feels like a mountain has just walked into the room. For the first time, a Krail speaks to you. Its voice is not a sound. It is a thought placed directly inside your head, cold, sharp, and clear. It tells you it understands. It has studied the data. It has seen the effect you have. It calls your song a logic plague, a virus of emotion. The Archon does not want to destroy this weapon. He wants to aim it. He gives you an ultimatum, a simple, terrible choice. You will sing for the Krail Empire, but you will not sing your song of peace. You will create a new song, a song of war, a song of loyalty, a song that will harden the minds of his soldiers and burn away the dreaming sickness. You will sing an anthem for his empire. If you do this, your world, Earth, will be spared. If you refuse, a Krail fleet will be dispatched to turn your home into a cloud of incandescent dust. You are taken from your cell, not to a simple recording room this time. You are escorted by the Archon's personal guard. They move with a terrifying purpose. You are brought to the very heart of the Krail Empire, a place known as the Nexus. It is not a planet. It is a colossal, artificial sphere. It is the broadcast hub for 1,000 worlds. All communication for the entire empire flows through this single point. Giant receivers pulse with silent energy. Data streams flow like rivers of light across its surface. This is the empire's brain, its heart, and its mouth. They lead you to the central chamber. In the middle of the immense space is a single pedestal. A microphone waits for you. It is connected to the entire Nexus. Your voice will not be sent to one moon this time. It will be sent to every ship, every colony, every Krail in the galaxy. Simultaneously, the Archon watches from a high platform. He believes he has broken you. He thinks fear is the ultimate motivator. He has given you a choice between a song and the annihilation of your species. He is certain he knows which you will choose. He expects to hear a hymn of glorious, silent conquest. He is about to be very, very surprised. You stand before the microphone. The weight of your choice is a physical thing. You could sing their song of war. You could save humanity from the Krail's wrath. 1 billion lives for a single, hateful song. Or you could refuse. You could let your world burn as a final act of defiance. But you find a third option. You will sing. But not for them. You close your eyes. You ignore the Archon. You ignore the Nexus. You think of home, not the abstract idea of a planet, but the real feeling of it. The memory of your mother humming a tune, the warmth of a bed on a cold night, the gentle peace of sleep. You sing, not of war, but of home. You sing the first song a human ever hears, a lullaby. You pour every memory of love into the notes. You channel every feeling of safety and comfort you have ever known. It is a song of profound and gentle peace, a melody that speaks of a rest well earned, a promise of a dream without fear. It is the most human sound in the universe. The lullaby of Earth pours out of the Nexus. It travels at the speed of light. It washes over the Krail Empire like a gentle tide. On 1,000 battlefronts, Krail warriors stop firing. Their glowing weapons dim. They look at their enemies with sudden, dreamlike confusion. Then they lay down their arms and sleep. Pilots in warships, poised to bombard distant worlds, slump over their controls. The ships do not crash. Their systems just shift to idle, leaving them to drift silently in the void. Workers on factory worlds, administrators in silent cities, even the guards standing beside the Archon, they all hear the song, and they all answer its call. From the fiery core worlds to the cold outer rim, the Krail slumber. The vast, silent, unstoppable machine of their empire grinds to a halt. There is no violence, no destruction, just a deep, collective sigh as 1 billion minds let go of their endless duty. An empire has gone to sleep. You sang them a story of rest, and they believed you. The last note of your lullaby fades. Silence returns to the Nexus. But it is not the cold, sterile silence of before. This is a peaceful silence, a warm silence, the silence of a bedroom after a bedtime story. You are alone in the heart of a sleeping empire. The machines are all idle. The guards are all dreaming. You walk out of the broadcast chamber. You wander the vast, empty halls of the Nexus. There is no one to stop you. You find your way to the Archon's throne room. The great leader is there. He is slumped on his massive throne of crystal and metal. He is not dead. His chest rises and falls with a slow, steady rhythm. You get closer. You look upon the face of the being who threatened to extinguish your species. And for the first time, You see something on its alien features. An expression. On the face of the mighty Archon, the ruler of 1,000 worlds, is a look of utter, profound peace. He is dreaming. Perhaps for the first time in 10,000 years. Weeks pass, or maybe it is months. Time is a fluid thing in the silent capital. You are the only conscious being in a city of 1 billion dreamers. You learn to operate their systems. You ensure the life support stays on for the sleeping population. You have become a reluctant caretaker, a shepherd for a flock of sleeping wolves. Then, a new light appears in the sky. It is a ship. It is small, angular, and clearly not of Krail design. It is a human ship. It drifts cautiously toward the capital world. A message arrives. It is a hail spoken in a language you thought you would never hear again. English. They are from a hidden human colony, a remnant of the resistance. They are terrified. They have been watching the Krail Empire for weeks. They saw all the ships go silent. They saw the communications cease. They expected a trap. They crept into the heart of their enemy's territory, ready to be vaporized. Instead, they found you. A shuttle lands. The first humans you have seen in years step out. They look at you, standing alone in the silent Krail Plaza. They look at the sleeping guards. Their captain, a woman with tired eyes, asks the question that 100 billion humans are waiting to hear. She asks you how. How one person defeated an entire empire. You just smile. And you tell her you had a very specific skill set. You are no longer a prisoner. You are something else now. The human ship brought news. Humanity is safe. They are coming out of hiding, ready to explore a galaxy suddenly free of its great predator. They look to you as a hero, a savior, the one who sang an empire to sleep. But you know the truth. You are not a savior. You are a warden. The Krail are not gone. They are only dreaming. They are dreaming of rain and home and peace. Things their culture never had. You walk through the silent cities. You look at the faces of the sleeping giants. You have become the shepherd of dreams. The great question is not what you have done. It is what you will do next. The fate of 2 species rests in your hands. Do you let the Krail sleep forever, a living monument to peace? Or do you wake them? And what will they be like when they finally open their eyes, their minds filled with dreams of a world they never knew? The galaxy holds its breath, waiting for your answer. You are a specimen, a curiosity locked in a cage of silence. The walls are smooth. They absorb all sound. Your own breathing is a ghost, a faint memory of noise. They took your home. They took your name. They left you with nothing but the gray uniform on your back and the hollow space in your chest. This empire, the Cathar, is built on order. On quiet control, their ships are silent. Their guards move without a sound. It is a galaxy held in a state of perfect, terrible stillness. You have not heard a true sound in months. Not a laugh, not a shout, not even a whisper. Just the low, oppressive hum of the station. The cell is small, a sterile white box floating in the void. Through the force field that serves as your door, you see the stars, cold and distant. They offer no comfort. They are just another wall in your vast prison. You are utterly alone, lost in an empire that values silence above all else. But they made a mistake, a single, crucial oversight. They stripped you of everything they could see, everything they could measure. They could not take the songs your mother sang to you. They could not steal the melodies tucked away in the quietest corners of your mind. They thought they had left you with nothing. They were wrong. You sit on the edge of the hard slab they call a bed. Despair is a cold, heavy blanket. It threatens to smother you, to make you another silent part of this silent empire. But a flicker of defiance remains, a tiny, stubborn spark. You close your eyes. You search for a memory. Anything to break the monotony. A melody surfaces. It is soft and simple. A lullaby from a world now turned to dust. You do not sing it aloud. Not yet. You just hum. A faint vibration in your throat. A secret you keep from the silence. It is a song of peace. A song of home. A sound meant only for you. Your guard stands outside the force field. A mountain of chitin and quiet menace. Its name is unpronounceable. A series of clicks and whistles you could never replicate. It is 7 feet tall. Its 4 arms remain perfectly still. Its large black eyes watch you without blinking, always watching. But as you hum, something changes. The guard's posture shifts. A subtle, almost imperceptible waver. Its head tilts. One of its 4 hands twitches. You keep humming. The tune grows a little stronger, a fragile thread of sound in the crushing quiet. The guard takes a step back. It stumbles. Its massive body hits the corridor floor with a heavy, muffled thud. It does not move. It is completely, unnaturally still, asleep. The silence that follows is different. It is no longer oppressive. It is filled with a question, a terrifying, wonderful question. Your hum, your simple, forgotten lullaby, did that. You look at the fallen giant. Then you look at your own hands. They are trembling. You have a weapon they never knew existed. The discovery sends a ripple through the station. The fallen guard is found. The silent alarms trigger an unspoken panic. They review the surveillance feeds. They see you. They hear the faint, almost undetectable hum. It makes no sense to them. Their star science has no explanation for it. Sound as a weapon, it is illogical, primitive. The warden arrives at your cell. Its name is Jakor. It is leaner than the guards. Its exoskeleton is a polished obsidian black. It moves with a predatory grace that makes the hulking guards seem clumsy. It does not look at you with anger. It looks at you with intense, cold curiosity, like a researcher examining a new, fascinating insect. It stands before your cell. 2 new guards flank it, their weapons drawn. The force field shimmers and dissolves. Jakor steps inside. It gestures toward you. Then it points to its own head and makes a sleeping motion. The message is clear. Do it again. Perform for them. It is not a request. It is a command. You are afraid. The power is new, uncontrolled. You don't know its limits. You don't even know how it works. But refusing is not an option. You can see it in the warden's unblinking eyes. So you take a breath. You close your eyes and find the melody again. You sing it this time. Your voice is rough from disuse. But the tune is clear. The warden's guards stiffen. Their knees buckle. They collapse in a heap. Jakor remains standing, but only just. It braces itself against the wall, its body trembling. It looks at you with something new in its eyes. Awe and fear. They bring another to your cell. This one is different. Not a guard, not a warden. It wears the soft, gray robes of a scholar. Or a scientist. Its movements are hesitant, almost gentle. It carries no weapon. It introduces itself through a small translation device. Its voice is a series of soft chimes. The device renders it as a calm, synthesized tone. My designation is Lyra. I am a biotechnician. Lyra does not treat you like a weapon. It treats you like a puzzle. It takes readings. It scans you with harmless, colored lights. It seems more interested in your biology than your ability. Your vocal cords produce a unique resonance, Lyra's translator says. a frequency we have never recorded. It looks at you, its gaze analytical, but not unkind. The scientist returns the next day. This time it deactivates the surveillance systems. It leans closer. The translator speaks in a near whisper. It is not just a frequency. It is a key. A genetic key. Lyra explains. The Cathar evolved from herd animals, creatures that entered a collective hibernation during harsh seasons. The instinct is buried deep within their genes, dormant for thousands of years. Your song, your human lullaby, broadcasts on the precise harmonic frequency to unlock that gene. It doesn't just make them sleepy. It triggers a deep biological command. A command to shut down, to enter a state of profound hibernation. You do not put them to sleep, Lyra concludes, its chiming voice filled with wonder. You are reminding their bodies of something they long ago forgot. You are moved. The sterile white cell is replaced by a chamber, a vast, opulent room at the spire of the station. The floors are polished marble from some forgotten world. The ceiling is a dome of pure crystal, showing the endless waltz of the stars. Soft fabrics drape the walls. The air is clean and smells of something like rain and blooming flowers. You are no longer a prisoner. You are a guest, an honored guest. They bring you fine clothes. They bring you food that tastes of flavors you had forgotten existed. Servants, silent and efficient, attend to your every need. It is a cage, but a gilded one. The force field is gone, but you know you are watched. Every moment, every breath. You are an instrument now. A priceless, delicate instrument. They need to keep you healthy. They need to keep you content. A sad singer might not produce the right frequency. An angry singer might alter the melody. So they give you everything you could want. Everything except your freedom. The bargain is unspoken, but clear. Your comfort in exchange for your compliance. They test your new room. It has perfect acoustics. Sometimes you think they want you to like it here. Maybe they think if the cage is pretty enough, you will forget you are still trapped inside. But every time you look out at the cold, silent stars, you remember. You are a tool, a beautiful, well-maintained tool, and they are just waiting for the right moment to use you. The moment arrives sooner than you expect. You are escorted to a vast hangar bay. It is filled with thousands of Cathar soldiers. They stand in perfect formation, a silent army of black chitin and polished weaponry. They are preparing for an invasion, a campaign against a rebellious colony at the edge of the empire. High above, on a viewing platform, stand the generals. Their forms are rigid, expectant. Jakor, the warden, is there. It gestures to a raised platform in the center of the hangar. A single acoustic amplifier waits for you. The troops are anxious, Jakor's translator rasps. Their morale is low. Sing for them. Bring them peace. It is a lie. They do not want to bring the soldiers peace. They want to test the scope of your power. You walk to the platform. Thousands of black eyes follow you. The weight of their attention is a physical force. You take your position. You close your eyes. You think of home. You sing the lullaby. Your voice, amplified, washes over the assembled army. It is not a wave of force. It is a gentle tide. One by one, rank by rank, the soldiers fall silent. Their weapons clatter to the floor. They sink into a coordinated, graceful slumber. An entire army, pacified by a single song. The generals on the platform look down, their minds racing with the possibilities. They see you not as a singer. They see you as the ultimate weapon of control, Life in the gilded cage continues. The luxury feels more and more like a leash. The better they treat you, the more you feel their control tightening. But one day, something is different. A new servant brings your meal. It is a young Cathar, smaller than the others. It keeps its head bowed. As it places the tray on your table, its fingers brush against yours. It is a fleeting, forbidden touch. Later, you examine the tray. Underneath a piece of exotic fruit, there is a small, flat crystal. It is almost invisible against the silver platter. You pick it up. It is cool to the touch. As you hold it, a voice whispers in your mind. It is not a sound. It is a thought that is not your own. We are not all the same, it says. Some of us still remember what it was like to choose. The voice is faint, strained. Your song is a key. The Empire uses it to lock the door. We can use it to open it. The message is simple. There is a rebellion, a small, hidden faction working against the monolithic empire. They see what the generals see, a weapon of immense power. But they don't want to use it for control. They want to use it for freedom. The crystal goes silent. You are left with a choice, a seed of hope planted in the sterile soil of your prison. The Empire offers you comfort and safety. The rebels offer you a dangerous, uncertain path. For the first time in a long time, you have a real choice to make, and the fate of an empire might hang on it. A few days later, you are summoned, not by Jakor, by a higher authority, a warlord of the Cathar Empire. Its name is Gilar. Its carapace is a deep, blood red. Scars from old battles mark its shell. It does not exude the cold curiosity of Jakor. It radiates power and absolute confidence. It meets you not in a hangar, but in a formal stateroom overlooking a nebula. You are a remarkable discovery, Zibrilar's translator booms. The voice is deep, resonant, an agent of order in a chaotic galaxy. It gestures to the swirling clouds of gas and dust outside the viewport. This is what the universe is, uncontrolled, messy. We bring it purpose. We bring it peace. It sounds like a good sales pitch for a timeshare in a boring nebula. The warlord lays out its offer. It is not a bargain. It is a statement of fact. You will become a fixture of the Empire. You will travel with their fleets. Your voice will precede their armies. You will sing entire planets to sleep. Rebellions will be quelled without a single shot fired. Unruly populations will be pacified. We will give you anything you desire, Gilar says. Wealth. Palaces on 100 worlds. Your own fleet of ships. You will be a queen. All we ask in return is your song. It is the gilded cage made manifest. A promise of everything, in exchange for becoming their symbol of ultimate, silent oppression. Think of the lives that will be saved, the warlord urges. No more war, no more conflict, just peace. It is a tempting offer, a life of unimaginable luxury for a few songs. But you remember the whisper from the crystal, the promise of a different kind of freedom. You look at the warlord. You give it a non-committal nod. You need more time. You need to talk to Lyra. You find a way to meet with the scientist. You use your status as the Empire's guest to request Lyra's presence, claiming you feel unwell. It is a risk, but one you must take. In the privacy of your chambers, with the surveillance temporarily disabled, you show Lyra the rebel crystal. The scientist's calm demeanor shatters. Its chiming language becomes agitated. This is treason of the highest order, Lyra's translator says, the voice trembling. Lyra hesitates for a long moment. It looks from the crystal to you. But they are right. The warlord's peace is the peace of the grave. The scientist then reveals the true scope of the Empire's plan. It is worse than you imagined. They are building an amplifier, not for a hangar, not for a planet, for the entire network. Lyra shows you a schematic on a hidden datapad. A massive station, a lattice of amplifiers spanning hundreds of miles. It is designed to connect to their galaxy-wide communication grid. They call it the Anthem Spire, Lyra whispers. When it is complete, they will broadcast your song to every Cathar in the Empire. Every world, every city, every citizen. The goal is not to pacify armies. It is to pacify their entire race. To lock every single one of them in a perpetual, dreamless sleep. A perfectly ordered civilization where no one is awake to cause trouble. A silent empire, forever. They see it as their final evolution, Lyra says, its voice filled with horror. Their ascension to perfect order. It is monstrous. The rebels contact you again. The voice in your mind is more urgent this time. The Anthem Spire is almost complete. We do not have much time. We can get you out. We have a ship waiting, but we must go now. The plan is simple. They will create a diversion. A power surge that will knock out the station's sensors and internal security for a few minutes. In that window, you must make your way to a secluded docking bay. It is a desperate gamble. If you are caught, there will be no more gilded cage, no more offers. The Empire will simply extract what it needs from you by force. But if you stay, you become the voice of their final solution, the lullaby that ends a civilization. You look at the schematics Lyra showed you. You see the faces of the silent servants who attend to you. You even think of the hulking guard who first fell to your song. You have to choose. A life as a fugitive, hunted by the most powerful empire in the galaxy, or a life as a pampered instrument of mass enslavement. The choice is terrifyingly clear. You tell the voice in your mind you are ready. You will run, but Lyra stops you. The scientist has another idea. A better idea. Running will not stop them. They will find another way. We must not run. We must rewrite the song. The summons comes. It is not from a warlord or a warden. It is from the Grand Marshal of the Cathar Empire itself. The supreme leader, the architect of their silent dominion. You are taken to the heart of the Imperial Command vessel. A place of stark, intimidating minimalism. The Grand Marshal stands before a vast star chart. It is ancient. Its carapace is a pale, ghostly white, almost translucent, does not turn to face you. The final variable, the Grand Marshal's translator speaks. The voice is old, weary, as if tired of the universe's stubborn refusal to be orderly. For generations, we have sought to perfect our society, to eliminate dissent, to remove the flaws of individuality. We have engineered our cities, our laws, even our thoughts. But chaos always finds a way back in. It turns to you. Its eyes are not black like the others. They are a milky, clouded gray. They seem to look through you. You are the final solution, a biological imperative, a song that will grant our people the one thing they truly need: release from the burden of consciousness. You are not a weapon. You are a salvation. There is no malice in its voice, only a profound, unshakable conviction. It truly believes it is saving its people. In that moment, you understand. You are not fighting a monster. You are fighting a tragic, terrible idea of peace. You now know what you must do. You agree to their plan. You tell them you will sing. This gives you the access you need. You and Lyra work in secret, in the dead of night, in the moments between surveillance sweeps. Lyra works on the Anthem Spire's broadcast system. The scientist plans to insert a cascade failure into the amplification sequence. It will not destroy the spire. It will alter the signal. It will add new layers of harmonic data. Data that Lyra has spent a lifetime studying. Your job is different. You cannot sing the lullaby. The original tune is too simple, too pure in its command to sleep. You must compose something new, a variation on the theme. It must contain the core frequency that unlocks the dormant gene. But it must also carry new information. It must be more complex, more challenging. You sit in your gilded cage, not as a prisoner, but as a composer of treason. You and Lyra call it a duet. The scientist provides the hidden frequencies. You provide the melody to carry them. It is a song that starts as a lullaby, but it weaves in notes of sorrow, of hope, of confusion, of joy. It is a song not of sleep, but of the messy, chaotic, beautiful thing the Grand Marshal fears so much. It is a song of dreaming. Together, you are forging a new key, not to lock a door, but to blow it wide open. The day arrives. You are escorted to the anthem spire. It is a breathtaking and horrifying sight. A web of metal and light spun between two small moons. At its heart is the broadcast chamber, a sphere of crystal and energy conduits. You stand on a platform in the center. Below you, the Grand Marshal and the entire Cathar High Command watch in silent reverence. They believe they are witnessing the birth of their perfect society. You look through the crystal walls of the chamber. You see the star-dusted canvas of the galaxy. You're about to sing to all of it, to trillions of beings on thousands of worlds. Lyra is somewhere in the control rooms, a ghost in the machine, ready to play its part in your treacherous duet. The Grand Marshal gives a slight nod. It is time. You take a breath. You close your eyes. You do not think of your lost home. You do not think of the cage. You think of a future you cannot yet see. You open your mouth, and you begin to sing. The new song, the song of waking. Your voice fills the chamber. It enters the spire. It is amplified a billionfold. It surges through the Cathar network, a wave of sound and secret data racing across the stars at the speed of light. The song reaches the first world, then the next, and the next. Across the empire, the Cathar stop what they are doing. They listen, on factory floors and in towering cities, in military garrisons and in quiet homes. They do not collapse. They do not fall into a deep slumber. They simply stand still. Their eyes glaze over. But they are not empty. For the first time in millennia, they are full. Full of images, full of ideas, full of stories. Your song did not put them to sleep. It gave them dreams. It unlocked the part of their mind that could imagine, that could wonder, that could feel as an individual. The collective consciousness that bound them together for eons cracks. It shatters into trillions of unique, brilliant pieces. In the broadcast chamber, the Grand Marshal stumbles back. Its gray eyes are wide with shock and a terrifying newborn emotion. Wonder. The Empire is not sleeping. It is dreaming its very first dream. The dream lasts for what feels like an eternity. When it is over, the Cathar awaken. They are not the same. The quiet order is gone, replaced by a cacophony of new voices, new thoughts, new feelings. They look at each other not as parts of a whole, but as strangers. Individuals meeting for the first time. There is confusion, there is fear, but there is also a dazzling, terrifying excitement. You stand on the platform of the anthem spire. The generals and warlords are gone. They are lost in their own new inner worlds. Lyra finds you. The scientist's chimes are erratic. joyful. You did it, its translator says. You gave them back their minds. You look out at the changed galaxy. You did not conquer the Empire. You did not destroy it. You shattered it into something new, something unpredictable. You are no longer a prisoner. You are no longer a weapon. They look to you now with a strange reverence, not as a ruler, not as a god, but as a catalyst, a muse, the human who sang their empire awake. Your future is as unwritten as theirs. You are a single voice in a chorus that is just beginning to learn how to sing. You are a cargo technician on a long-haul freighter. Your life is a simple loop of diagnostics and repairs. You check pressure seals and grease worn-out gears. The ship is your entire world, a small metal bubble, a lonely island floating in an endless dark sea. You are good at your job. You keep the old vessel running. But this life is not your own. It belongs to the shipping corporation. You are just a component, a replaceable part in a large machine. You dream of something more, but you have a secret that keeps you sane. In the noise of the engine room, you sing. You sing old songs from Earth, a world you know only from data files. Songs of rain on green leaves, songs of sun on a wide blue ocean. Your voice is lost in the roar of machinery. It is a secret just for you. These melodies are your rebellion, a quiet act of defiance against the gray, metal universe. You know every crate by its specific rattle. Crate 77 sounds a bit like angry badgers. Crate 112 hums a low, sad note. You sing to them. You give them a story. They are your silent, captive audience. One cycle, the ship's familiar groan changes. It does not just creak, it shudders. A deep, bone-jarring vibration runs through the deck plates. Then comes the silence. A total, unnatural quiet. The engines are dead. The life support systems are on emergency power. Red lights flash across the corridors. The alarms are screaming a warning. But it is already too late. You feel it in your bones. Something is outside. Something has found you. It is not a pirate raid. Pirates are loud and messy. This is different. This is cold and precise. The hull of the cargo bay does not explode. It simply opens. A perfect circle is cut from the metal, without a sound. It floats away into the void. Figures emerge from the darkness beyond. They are tall. They are impossibly broad. They are clad in black, seamless armor. The K, Thar, you have heard stories about them. The silent fleet, the sleepless conquerors. An empire that expands without mercy. They take worlds and strip them bare. They have never been defeated. They do not negotiate. They simply arrive, and everything ends. Now they are here, on your ship. They move with a terrifying grace. Their armored feet make no sound on the metal deck. They are ghosts made of iron. One of them sees you. It turns its smooth, featureless helmet toward you. There is no face, no eyes, just a dark, polished surface reflecting your own fear. It raises a weapon, a complex device that hums with low energy. This is it, the end of your short, simple life. Your mind goes blank with terror. There is nowhere to run. There is nothing to fight with. Your back is against a stack of cargo containers. You are trapped. So you do the one thing you have left, the one thing that is truly yours. You close your eyes. You take a deep breath. And you sing. It is not a battle cry. It is a lullaby. A soft, gentle song you remember from childhood vids. A song about falling stars and quiet slumber. Your voice trembles at first, then it grows stronger. It fills the sudden silence of the cargo bay. It is a fragile thing, a tiny spark in an overwhelming darkness. The giant K, Thar warrior, freezes. Its weapon arm, poised to fire, halts. The hum of its weapon fades. The dark helmet tilts slightly. It is a gesture of profound confusion. Across the bay, the other warriors also stop. They stand like statues. Their black armor drinks the red emergency light. Your song is the only thing moving in the universe. Each note hangs in the cold air, a thread of sound weaving through silent metal giants. You keep singing. Your fear is still there, a cold knot in your stomach. But the music is a shield. It pushes the terror back. You finish the song. The last note fades into the oppressive quiet. For a long moment, nothing happens. The K, Thar do not move. They do not speak. The galaxy holds its breath. You wonder if this is some new form of torture, a psychological game before the inevitable end. Then, one of the giants moves. It is larger than the others. Its armor has subtle markings of command. This must be their leader. It takes a slow step toward you. Then another. It stops just a few feet away. You are so close you can see the faint scratches on its dark helmet. Evidence of battles you cannot imagine. The commander raises a hand, not its weapon hand, its other one. It slowly points a single, armored finger at you. There is no sound. No voice comes from the silent helmet. But the meaning is unmistakable. The gesture is clear. Do it again. Your heart pounds against your ribs. This is not what you expected. You thought you would be dust. Instead, you are an enigma, a puzzle the silent conquerors want to solve. You are no longer just a prisoner. You are a specimen, a strange creature to be studied. You take another shaky breath. What else can you do? You start another song. This one is different. It is a song of longing, a melody about returning home after a long journey. Your voice is a little steadier now. You focus on the notes. You pour your loneliness into the music. The commander stands perfectly still, listening. It seems to be absorbing the sound, analyzing it, deconstructing it. You feel like a piece of strange technology being reverse engineered. This is somehow more unnerving than the threat of violence. Of all the ways to go out, death by music review was not on your list. When you finish the second song, the commander lowers its hand. It turns to the other K, Thar. It makes a series of sharp, silent gestures. The warriors move with renewed purpose. They do not harm the crew. They herd everyone toward the airlock. They are efficient and impersonal. You are cargo now. Human cargo. You are led from your ship to theirs. The K, Thar vessel, is a nightmare of function over form. The corridors are stark, gray, and enormous. The air smells of sterile metal and ozone. There is a constant, low-frequency hum. It is the sound of a civilization that never, ever stops. You are taken to a small, bare room. It is a cell, but it is clean. There is a platform for sleeping and a dispenser for nutrients. It is not a dungeon. It is a laboratory holding pen. A short time later, the commander enters, alone. It carries a small, glowing device. It places the device on the floor. A holographic image appears in the air. It shows star charts, complex flight paths, trajectories that cross vast distances of space. A line of light traces a route from your current position. It leads deep into K, Thar territory, all the way to a central, brightly lit system. The commander points to the destination. Then it points to you. Then it taps its own helmet, where a mouth would be. The message is simple. You are going with them. You are going to their home. And you are going to sing. You are a weapon. Their weapon. And they are taking you to the heart of their sleepless empire. The journey is long and silent. You spend your time in the small, gray room. The nutrient paste they give you is tasteless. It is pure fuel for the body. Nothing more. It is efficient, lifeless, just like everything else about the K, Thar. You are their guest and their prisoner, a gilded cage with invisible bars. The commander visits you regularly. It brings the holographic projector. It shows you images of the K, Thar Empire. Worlds covered in continent-sized factories. Star systems ringed with colossal shipyards. A civilization that works without end. There is no art, no music, no parks or theaters, only industry, only progress. It shows you images of their history. The K-Thar were not always like this. Ancient records show a vibrant culture. There were colors, there were festivals, there were families. Then, something changed. A great plague, a genetic curse. The details are unclear. They lost the ability to truly rest. They forgot how to sleep. They exist in a state of perpetual, weary consciousness. Their minds never shut down. They never dream. This is their strength and their curse. It drove them to conquer, to expand, to keep moving, to distract themselves from an exhaustion that has lasted for millennia. Your songs are the first thing in generations to give them pause, to give them a moment of stillness. The melodies bypass their hardened minds. They touch something old and forgotten, a deep, primal need for rest. Your voice is a key to a door they long ago sealed shut. Finally, you arrive. You look out of your small viewport. The K, Thar homeworld hangs in space. It is not a world. It is a machine. The entire planet is encased in metal. A vast, single city that glows with relentless energy. This is the heart of the sleepless empire. This is the court of the silent emperor. You are led from your cell. A full honor guard of K, Thar warriors escorts you. They are the emperor's personal guard. Their armor is polished to a mirror's sheen. Their silence is heavier here, more profound. You walk through hallways that feel miles long. The scale of this place is meant to crush the spirit. You finally reach a pair of immense doors. They slide open without a sound. You step into the imperial chamber. It is a cavern of a room, so vast it seems to have its own weather. The ceiling is lost in darkness. The floor is a smooth, black expanse. In the center, on a simple throne of dark metal, sits the emperor. He is larger than any K, Thar you have seen. His armor is ancient, scarred from 1,000 campaigns. He does not move. He does not even seem to breathe. He is the anchor of his entire civilization, the still, sleepless center of an ever-churning storm. The fate of humanity rests on your next song. Your escorts step back, leaving you alone in the vast emptiness. The emperor's helmet is fixed on you. You can feel the weight of his attention, an ancient, tired mind focusing on you with immense power. This is the ultimate test. The ultimate authority in the galaxy is your audience. You think of home, of green hills you have never walked, of blue oceans you have never seen. You let that feeling of hope and loss fill you. Then you begin to sing. You choose a cradle song, a simple, ancient melody about a mother watching her child sleep. It is the most gentle thing you know. Your voice, small and human, fills the immense chamber. It does not echo. The room seems to drink the sound. The notes travel across the black floor. They rise up to the silent throne. The emperor does not react. He remains a statue of iron and authority. You push down your fear and continue. You sing of dreams, of peaceful journeys through landscapes of the mind. You sing of the healing power of rest, of letting go, of allowing the world to fade away for a few precious hours. You are not just singing a song. You are describing a forgotten country to a homesick exile. Then, for the first time, the emperor moves. His massive head tilts, just a fraction of an inch. It is the same gesture the commander made, a sign of deep, powerful confusion. His hands, resting on the arms of the throne, unclench slightly. A tension that has existed for centuries begins to ease. You finish your song. The final note hangs in the air, a perfect, shimmering pearl of sound. Silence returns to the chamber. But this silence is different. It is not empty. It is calm. It is peaceful. For the first time in ages, the silent emperor of the K, Thar, knows stillness. He does not sleep, but he rests. And in that rest, a silent question is asked. What are you? You are moved to new quarters. They are not a cell. They are a palace, a vast suite of rooms carved from the same dark metal. But here there are comforts, soft fabrics, warm lighting, food that has flavor. You are no longer a specimen. You are the emperor's most prized possession, a living treasure. You are the imperial songbird. Each day, you are brought before the emperor. You sing for him. You sing him songs of peace, lullabies of forgotten rest. Each time, the tension in his ancient frame lessens. The weariness in his unseen eyes seems to lift, if only for a moment. You bring him a peace his empire has not known for 1,000 years. You are given anything you want, except freedom. You are a prisoner in a gilded cage. Your voice is a comfort to a tyrant. It soothes the mind of the conqueror. You realize with a cold dread that you are helping them. You are making their sleepless existence more bearable. You are sharpening the sword that hangs over the galaxy. This realization changes you. It hardens you. Your songs are a power, and power can be used in more ways than one. You cannot fight them with force, but you can fight them with ideas. You begin to change your music. The shift is subtle, so subtle that even the ancient emperor would not notice. At first, you start weaving new words into old melodies. You keep the tunes of peace and rest, but you add lyrics about choice, about freedom, about the beauty of a quiet, individual life. You sing of small gardens instead of massive factories. You sing of personal dreams instead of imperial ambition. It's a dangerous game. Like teaching a tiger to be a kitten, you plant seeds of dissent in the most powerful mind in the galaxy. You wrap whispers of rebellion in the comfort of a lullaby. You sing about the stars not as targets for conquest, but as distant, beautiful lights to be watched in peace. You are performing a kind of surgery on the soul of an empire. One cycle, a new visitor comes to your chambers. It is not a guard. It is a high-ranking K, Thar. You recognize the markings on his armor. This is High Commander Vrel, the supreme commander of the Imperial fleet, the Emperor's right hand. You brace yourself. You are sure you have been discovered. But Vrel does not threaten you. He stands in the center of your room. For a long time, he says nothing. Then he uses a hidden vocalizer. A soft, synthetic voice fills the room. It is rough from disuse. Your songs, he says. They speak of another way. You realize he is not here to punish you. He is here because your songs have worked. They have woken something in him. A doubt. A question. He is one of the few K, Thar old enough to access records of their past. He knows what they have lost. He sees the slow poison of their sleepless conquest. He tells you that others in the High Command feel the same. A small secret faction. They see the eternal war as a dead end, a path to galactic annihilation. They want a future for their people, not just an endless, grinding present. He tells you your voice is their only hope, not just to bring peace to the Emperor, but to the entire Cathar race. Together, in the secret heart of the Empire, You devise a plan. It is audacious. It is impossibly dangerous. It is your one chance to save your own species and theirs. You will not just sing for the Emperor. You will sing for all of them. Every single K, Thar on every world and every ship. Vrel and his secret alliance will use their authority. They will arrange a grand imperial broadcast, a special address from the Emperor to his people. This is a rare event. It is a time when every K-Thar is required to listen. The entire empire will be a captive audience. But they will not hear their Emperor's silent command. They will hear your voice. The day arrives. You are escorted to the central broadcast chamber. It is a sphere of humming technology. At its center is a single podium. Your stage. Vrel stands in the shadows, giving you a slow, deliberate nod. The fate of 1 billion souls rests on your shoulders. You feel the crushing weight of it all. You step up to the podium. You know this is your final performance. There is no turning back. You will either free an empire or be erased from existence. You take a breath. You close your eyes. And you think of every being in the galaxy who has ever suffered at the hands of the K-Thar. You think of your own lonely life. And you sing. This is no simple lullaby. This is an anthem of falling stars, a song woven from all the melodies you know. You sing of their long-forgotten past. You sing of their deep, unending weariness. You validate their pain. You acknowledge their burden. You tell them you understand. Then you offer them a way out. You sing a song of surrender. Not surrender to an enemy, but surrender to the self. Surrender to the deep, biological need for rest. You sing of the peace of a sleeping mind, the quiet joy of a dream. Your voice is carried on imperial channels. It flows into every helmet, every barracks, every factory floor. Across 1,000 worlds, the K-Thar stop. A warrior on a conquered planet lowers his weapon. A technician in a starship factory lets his tools fall silent. A pilot guiding a warship through the void stills the controls. The great galactic war machine of the K-Thar grinds to a halt. The constant hum of their civilization fades. You pour every last bit of your energy into the song. You sing until your throat is raw, until you have nothing left to give. The last note is a whisper, a final, gentle plea for peace. And then, silence. A new kind of silence. Not the silence of menace, but the silence of deep, profound stillness. Across the Empire, on worlds and ships separated by light years, the K-Thar slump to the ground. They do not fall in battle. They do not die. For the first time in millennia, they simply lie down. The iron grasp of their eternal wakefulness is broken. An entire empire finally sleeps. You stand alone in the broadcast chamber, exhausted. You have done it. You have sung an empire to sleep. The great galactic stillness is your victory. Days pass. The K-Thar do not wake. The galaxy holds its breath. Other species, long terrorized by them, watch in stunned disbelief. Their greatest enemy has simply stopped. Then, slowly, they begin to stir. The first to awaken is the Emperor himself. He rises from his throne. But something is different. He removes his helmet. It is the first time any living being has seen his face in centuries. It is an ancient face, lined with weariness. But his eyes are clear. The frantic, sleepless energy is gone. He looks at his own hands. He looks at you. And for the first time, he speaks. His real voice is deep and quiet. "We dreamed," he says. The change ripples across their civilization. As the K-Thar awaken, they are transformed. The dreams have washed away their ancient aggression. The endless, grinding rage is gone, replaced by a deep sense of peace and a profound curiosity. They look at the stars not as things to conquer, but as wonders to behold. You are no longer a prisoner. You are a hero, the savior of countless worlds, the human who sang an empire to sleep. You taught the galaxy's most ruthless warriors how to dream. And in those dreams, they found a new way to live. The dawn of the dreamers has begun, all because of a simple cargo technician and a secret, whispered song. You awaken, not slowly, but all at once. Cold metal presses against your back. The air is thin and utterly still. There is no hum of machinery, no distant chatter of a crew, only a profound, suffocating silence. You lift your head. Your muscles ache with a deep, chilling weariness. You are in a cage. Its bars are not iron, but beams of hard, white light. They hum with a power you can feel in your teeth. Beyond the bars, the room is vast and dark. Polished obsidian floors reflect the faint glow of distant stars. Then you see them, your captors, the Vexel. They stand motionless at the edges of the room, tall beings of sharp angles and chitinous gray skin. They have too many limbs. Their faces are smooth, featureless stone, except for their eyes, 6 unblinking points of cold, crimson light on each face. They do not look at you with malice. They do not look at you with curiosity. They simply observe, recording every twitch, every breath. It is the gaze of a biologist studying a microbe. You are a specimen, a curiosity dragged from the wreckage of your ship, the last survivor of a battle you barely remember. The silence presses in. It is their greatest weapon. The Vexel have no concept of sound as you know it. Their language is a dance of light patterns from their skin. Their ships glide through the void without a whisper. To them, the universe is a silent film, and you are a new strange character. You try to speak. Your throat is raw. The air is too dry. No words come out, only the silence answers, and the unblinking stare of the Vexel. Hours or days slide by. Time has no meaning in this silent, sterile prison. The Vexel bring you nutrient paste. It is tasteless and gray. They slide it through the light bars without a gesture. They never get closer. You are a contamination, a biological anomaly in their clean, quiet world. The loneliness is a physical weight. The silence is a pressure that threatens to crack your mind. You remember home. You remember music. The roar of a crowd at a concert. The soft melody of a lullaby. The vibrant, chaotic noise of human life. Here, there is nothing. Just the cold void between stars, and the patient, watching eyes. A feeling bubbles up from your chest. It is not hope. It is not defiance. It is pure, undiluted despair. A final, desperate need to prove you still exist. To make a mark on this oppressive emptiness. You take a breath, a ragged, painful gasp. You open your mouth, and you let a single note escape. It is not a loud note. It is not a perfect note. It is fragile. A simple, clear tone that hangs in the air. For the first time in this place, perhaps for the first time in these star systems, a sound is made. It cuts through the silence like a blade. It is the first word in a universe that is never spoken, the first drop of rain in an endless desert. And everything changes. The effect is immediate and utterly bizarre. The Vexel guards freeze. Their crimson eyes, for the first time, blink. All 6 of them, in a rapid, unsynchronized flutter. They tilt their heads. Their smooth, stone faces betray no emotion, but their stillness is broken. The perfect, disciplined soldiers are now statues of confusion. One of them takes a hesitant step forward. Its spindly limbs tremble slightly. It stops. It seems to be listening with its entire body. You watch, your own fear momentarily forgotten, replaced by a strange sense of power. You did this. With one small sound. You broke their composure. So you do it again. You let another note fly. This one is longer, more sustained. You shape it, letting it rise and fall. A simple scale from a childhood lesson. The sound waves travel through the air. They wash over the Vexall. One of them actually stumbles backward. It collides with the wall, its chitinous shell making no noise at all. It slides to the floor, motionless. Not dead, not unconscious, just stopped. The others turn their heads toward their fallen comrade. Then back to you. The patterns of light on their skin begin to flicker erratically. A chaotic light show of distress. This is not in their manuals. This is not a weapon they understand. It does not burn or break or tear. It is just noise. An incomprehensible vibration in the air. You have their full attention now, not as a specimen, but as a source of this impossible anomaly, this weapon of pure sound. An alarm finally blares, not a sound, but a pulsing red light that bathes the room in a bloody glow. The remaining Vexall guards straighten up. Their discipline returns, but it is clumsy, forced. They approach your cage, their movements stiff and uncertain. The light bars dissolve. One of them gestures for you to come out. There is no menace in the gesture, only a deep, unsettling uncertainty. You are escorted through silent, sterile corridors. The ship is a masterpiece of Vexall engineering. No seams, no rivets. Just smooth, dark surfaces that seem to have grown into place. You see other Vexall. They all stop what they are doing. They turn to watch you pass. Their crimson eyes follow you. Their skin pulses with confused light patterns. You are the source of the rumor now spreading through the ship. The creature that makes vibrations. You arrive at the bridge. It is a vast, circular chamber. The front viewport shows a sea of stars. In the center of the room sits a throne, a massive, angular chair of polished obsidian. Upon it sits the ship's commander. He is larger than the others. His chitinous armor is adorned with glowing glyphs of rank. His 6 eyes are a deeper, more intense shade of red. He is a statue of authority, an audience of one. He raises a 3-fingered hand, a gesture for you to stop. A low hum emanates from a device near his throne. It translates his light patterns into crude, metallic words. The first voice you have heard, besides your own. The anomaly the machine rasps, the vibration. Produce it again. It is not a request. It is a command from a being who has never been disobeyed. He wants to study his new weapon, or perhaps his new fear. You stand before the commander. The weight of his stare is immense. His 6 eyes analyze you. They dissect you piece by piece. The translator hums again. Obey, it grinds out. The word hangs in the silent air. There is no choice here. You are a prisoner, an instrument to be played. You take a shaky breath. What do you sing for a monster of stone in silence? A war song? A dirge? You think of home. You think of a simple folk song, a melody about green hills and a quiet river, a song of peace. It feels like a small act of defiance, using their weapon of vibration to sing about a world they want to conquer. You begin to sing. Your voice is small at first, but then something happens. A small grill on the floor opens. A microphone rises. The commander wants to hear this anomaly clearly. He wants to analyze it. He wants to record it. Your quiet song is suddenly amplified. It echoes through the bridge, and then it goes everywhere. The commander pipes your voice through the entire vessel's internal communication system. Your song of green hills fills every corridor, every maintenance bay, every crew quarter. The Vexil on the bridge stop their work. They turn from their consoles. Their skin flickers with soft, gentle pulses of light. And then you feel it. A change in the ship itself. The subtle, bone-deep vibration of the engines fades. The low thrum of the life support softens. The mighty war machine, this predator of the void, is quieting. It is listening to you. It is falling silent, soothed by a sound it was never meant to hear. The commander does not move. He sits on his obsidian throne. His crimson eyes are fixed on you. The ship around you is now almost completely silent. Only your voice continues, weaving a tale of a world the Vexil have never seen, a world of noise and life and color. When you finish, the silence that returns is different. It is not empty. It is filled with the echo of your song. The translator crackles. Again. This time the word is less of a command, more of a plea. So you sing again, another song, and another. You sing for hours. You sing until your throat is raw and your voice is a hoarse whisper. You are not a prisoner anymore. You are a concert for an audience of one ship. But the audience is growing. The commander has been sending out the recordings, short bursts of your song transmitted across the Vexil communication network, a network that has only ever carried tactical data, troop movements, target coordinates. Now, it carries melody. It carries harmony. It is a fundamental disruption of their entire way of war. And the other ships hear it. Far across the star sector, Vexil battle groups receive the strange data packet. A warship commander on patrol listens. His own engines seem too loud now. He orders them dampened. A fleet admiral preparing an invasion receives the file. He postpones the attack. He needs to understand this. New data. He needs to hear more. Across the void, Vexil ships begin to alter their course. They are not following orders. They are not responding to a threat. They are drawn by a strange new feeling, a feeling they do not have a word for. Curiosity. Your ship, your gilded cage, becomes a destination. Other Vexil vessels arrive. They do not dock. They do not hail. They simply drift in formation around you. A silent, waiting fleet. Their crews listen to the broadcasts of your songs. The war machine of the Vexil Armada is slowly grinding to a halt. One song at a time. This is not sustainable. Someone with more authority has noticed. A new ship arrives. It is vast, so large it eclipses the local star. Its hull is not gray, but a deep, royal purple. This is an imperial vessel, from the core worlds. It does not wait. It does not listen. It sends a single, powerful command, a flash of light that overrides every system on your ship. Your commander, Vrox, rises from his throne. For the first time, his posture shows something like submission. You are to be transferred. The message is clear. The Emperor Zarthus demands your presence. The anomaly must be brought to the heart of the Imperium, to the capital planet itself. The journey is different this time. You are not in a cage of light. You are given a chamber. It is still sterile and gray, but it is larger. The nutrient paste is of a slightly higher quality. Maybe they added a bit of flavorless, a real step up. You travel through their version of hyperspace, a silent, seamless tear in reality. The journey takes weeks. You are not asked to sing. You are preserved. A precious cargo. A strange new jewel for the Emperor's collection. You wonder what awaits you at the center of this silent empire. An execution? or a command performance for a ruler of 1,000 worlds? You fear they may be the same thing. The Imperial ship emerges from its faster-than-light travel. The view screen shows the Vexel core, a system with 3 suns, one blue, one white, one gold. And orbiting them is Vexalia, the throne world. It is a planet entirely encased in a shell of city, a single planet-spanning metropolis of sharp angles and glowing lines. It is the heart of the Vexal Imperium, a place of cold, calculated perfection. Your ship descends. It passes through shimmering energy shields. It glides over canyons of metallic towers. There are no vehicles in the sky, no sign of movement. The city is as still as the Vexel themselves. You land in a vast plaza. The air that filters in is clean and cold. The 3 suns cast complex, shifting shadows. You are escorted out onto the plaza. Thousands of Vexel are waiting, an army of them, standing in perfect, silent ranks. Their crimson eyes are all fixed on you. In the center of the plaza is a raised platform. The Emperor is not here. This is a test, a demonstration. A device on the platform crackles. A familiar voice, the cold, metallic translator. The vibration it commands. Produce it for Vexalia. You stand under the light of 3 alien suns. You look out at the sea of silent warriors. An entire planet is waiting, listening. You take a breath, and you sing. This time, it is not a folk song. It is a hymn, a powerful, soaring melody that speaks of stars and wonder. Your voice is amplified across the entire planet, broadcast into every home, every chamber, every street. And as you sing, a hush falls over the capital city. An entire world of warriors, an empire built on logic and war, falls completely, utterly silent. To listen to a human song, your song echoes across the global city. The Vexels stand motionless in the plaza. But something is happening behind their stone faces, something profound. For their entire existence, the Vexel mind has been a fortress of pure logic. Data in, analysis out, cause and effect. There was no room for anything else. No space for the illogical, the abstract, the beautiful. Your music is not data. It cannot be analyzed in the same way. The rising and falling notes, the emotional resonance, the story woven into the melody, it bypasses their logic centers. It flows directly into a part of their consciousness that has laid dormant for eons. The part of the brain that imagines. And so, for the first time, a Vexal experiences a dream while awake. The warrior in the front row no longer sees a plaza. He sees the green hills from your song. He feels a gentle breeze he has never known. He smells grass he has never touched. The technician monitoring the broadcast from a control room is not at her console. She's floating down a quiet river, watching the sun dapple through leaves. It is a cascade of new sensations, new thoughts. Their rigid reality is being overwritten by art. The patterns on their skin shift, from the sharp, rigid flickers of communication to soft, swirling clouds of color. Pale blues, gentle lavenders, hues they have never displayed before. The song is not just a sound. It is a key that has unlocked a hidden room in their minds, a room filled with imagination, a room where they can, for the first time, dream. The empire of logic has just been introduced to the chaos of beauty. The song ends. But the silence that follows is permanent. The Vexel in the plaza do not move. They do not return to their duties. They stand, lost in the echoes of your music, lost in their newfound inner worlds. You are escorted away, back to your chamber. But the effect of your performance lingers. It spreads like a gentle, unstoppable tide. The Imperium's functions begin to slow. Then they stop. A Vexal logistics officer, tasked with routing munitions to a distant war front, is now contemplating the concept of a babbling brook. He does not send the munitions. He just sits, his mind filled with the sound of water over stones. A starship construction yard falls silent. The welders and assemblers are no longer building weapons of war. They are trying to reconstruct the image of a sky of blue. It is a gentle decay, a quiet revolution of the soul. There is no violence, no panic, just a slow collective turning inward. Vexal citizens abandon their posts. They find quiet places to sit. They close their crimson eyes. They are not sleeping. They are exploring. They are chasing the ghosts of your melodies through the new landscapes in their minds. They are trying to feel again what your song made them feel. The Empire was a perfectly tuned machine. Every part had a purpose. Every citizen was a cog. But now, the cogs have stopped turning. They have discovered something more interesting than their function: the contemplation of beauty. The great, silent engine of the Vexal Imperium is grinding to a halt. Not from attack, not from rebellion, but from a lullaby. They just discovered art. And it's a lot more compelling than quarterly reports. Not every mind is captured by the song. In the harsh outer systems, on worlds of brimstone and war, a faction of Vexal remains untouched. These are the old guard. The warlords and fleet masters who built their power on conquest. Their minds are too rigid, too steeped in the logic of violence. To them, your music is not beauty. It is a malfunction, a system error, a corruption of the Vexal purpose. Their leader is a warlord named Kale. His flagship is a jagged blade of a vessel. It bristles with weapons. He sees the reports from the core worlds. He sees fleets standing down. He sees production lines going silent. He does not feel curiosity. He feels rage. He sees weakness, an infection spreading through the empire he helped build. Kael gathers his fleets. He rallies other warlords who share his disgust. They declare you a plague, a biological weapon deployed by a cunning, unknown enemy. Your song is a cognitive contagion, a mind virus that turns warriors into daydreaming fools. Their propaganda is simple and brutal. The human sound must be silenced. The infected must be purged. The empire must be restored to its proper state of cold, efficient warfare. A schism forms in the Vexal Imperium. On one side, a nascent civilization lost in its first dream. On the other, a furious legion of unbelievers, immune to the lullaby. They begin a crusade. They jump from system to system. They destroy the silent, dreaming fleets. They bombard worlds that have fallen under your song's spell. They are coming for the core. They are coming for you. A civil war has begun, a war between the dreamers and the destroyers. You are on Vexalia. The planet is quiet, peaceful. The citizens are lost in their waking dreams. But news of Kale's crusade arrives, not as a warning, but as distant, logical data points that few are paying attention to. The Emperor, Zarthus, remains in his palace. He has not made a public appearance since your song. He too is listening, contemplating. But his attendants, the royal guard, are not all lost. A few still see the approaching danger. They understand Kale. They know his fury. They cannot fight him. The fleets will not obey. The armies will not march. They have only one weapon left. The weapon that started all of this. You. They bring you to the broadcast spire, the tallest structure on the planet, a needle of black metal that scrapes the sky. It is the central node for all communication in the Imperium. From here, a signal can reach every corner of Vexal space, instantly. Their plan is simple: Kyle and his warlords are strong because they are isolated. They have not heard the song with its full power. They have only heard second-hand reports and distorted recordings. You will not sing to a plaza. You will sing to an empire. You stand before the broadcast nexus, a conduit to a billion souls. The Vexel attendant gives a single, sharp gesture. Go. You take a breath, and you pour every ounce of hope and sorrow and memory into your voice. It is not just one song. It is a medley of every lullaby, every anthem, every ballad you have ever known. Your voice becomes a universal chorus, a signal they cannot block, a wave of sound and emotion that washes over the entire galaxy. A message aimed directly at the hearts of the furious. Kyle's fleet is a storm of fire and metal. It cuts through the dreaming systems of the Empire. His bridge is a place of sharp commands and tactical displays. He is moments away from ordering the bombardment of another peaceful planet. His crimson eyes burn with righteous fury. He will save the Vexel from themselves. He will cut out the rot. Then the song arrives. It is not a data packet. It is not a recording. It is everywhere at once. It comes through the ship's communicators, through the emergency channels. It seems to emanate from the very bulkheads of his ship. It is pure, undistorted, powerful. It is your voice, singing directly to him. Kale shouts, "Cut the signal." His communications officer does not respond. The officer is standing perfectly still. His head is tilted. The sharp, angry lights on his skin are softening into a pale, gentle blue. Kale looks around his bridge. His elite crew, his hand-picked warriors, they are all frozen, captured by the sound. Their weapons are forgotten, their duties abandoned. The song washes over Kale. It bypasses his anger. It slips past his logic. It finds that small, dormant part of his mind. And it shows him not a green hill, not a quiet river. It shows him peace, the end of conflict, the silence not of death, but of tranquility. He sees the Empire not as a weapon, but as a vessel for something new. He feels the rage drain out of him, replaced by a vast, tired emptiness. And then, a flicker of wonder. Across his entire fleet, the same scene plays out. Guns power down. Targeting systems go offline. The great war machine of the unbelievers stops completely. The last Vexel war has ended, not with a bang, not with a whimper, but with the final, fading note of a human song. The Civil War is over before it truly began. Kyle's fleet is now just another silent constellation in the star-dusted dark. You are brought from the broadcast spire. Honored attendants escort you. Their movements are slow, graceful. Their skin glows with a calm, steady light. They lead you to the Imperial Palace, a mountain of obsidian and light at the heart of the city. You walk through halls that were once filled with guards and ministers. Now they are empty, or occupied by single Vexal, sitting in quiet contemplation. You are led to the throne room. It is a cavernous space. The ceiling is a dome of captured stars. And in the center, on a throne carved from a single, flawless crystal, sits the Emperor, Zarthus. He is immense, far larger than any Vexal you have seen. His chitinous shell is the color of polished night. He is not wearing armor. He is not holding a scepter of power. He is simply sitting. His 6 eyes are closed, a state you have never seen in a Vexel before. His massive hands rest on his knees. He is perfectly still. He is not dead. You can feel a faint, rhythmic pulse of soft, white light from his skin. The Emperor is asleep, or something like it. He is lost in the same dream as his subjects. The attendants gesture toward the throne. They look at you. Then they turn, and with silent, measured steps, they leave the throne room. They close the massive doors behind them, leaving you alone with the slumbering ruler of a silent empire. An entire civilization, from the lowest drone to the emperor himself, is lost in a shared, endless dream. And you are the only one awake. You stand in the vast, silent throne room. The only light comes from the captured stars above, and the gentle, rhythmic glow of the sleeping emperor. You are alone, truly alone, for the first time since your capture. There are no guards, no attendants, no unblinking eyes watching you. The silence is back, but it is not the oppressive, empty silence of your cell. This is a silence filled with the dreams of 1,000,000,000 souls. You walk closer to the throne. You look upon the face of the being who commanded fleets that darkened suns, the ruler of an empire that consumed galaxies. He looks peaceful. The hard lines of his face seem softer. The air of absolute authority is gone, replaced by a profound vulnerability. He and his entire civilization are at your mercy. What do you do now? Do you try to wake them? Could you, even if you wanted to? Your song put them to sleep. Perhaps another song could wake them up. But what would they be when they awoke? Would the logic and fury return? Would the great war machine roar back to life? Or would they be something new? A civilization of artists and dreamers? Or do you leave them here? Leave them to their beautiful, endless dream? A peace they never knew was possible. You look around the throne room. You are the sole consciousness in the heart of the most powerful empire in the galaxy. You are not a prisoner. You are not a weapon. You are a guardian, the keeper of a silent empire, the conductor of a dream. Their fate, and the fate of countless worlds they once threatened, is now in your hands. The stars in the dome above twinkle. They wait for your decision. The silence waits. And you begin to hum a soft, quiet tune, just for yourself.